someone at your door?
Are you seeing this?
Everybody off there! Mike, what is that? Is everything okay?
How's it going, everybody? Today I'm reviewing the new film directed by Peter Berg, Deepwater Horizon, starring Mark Wahlberg, Kurt Russell, Dylan O'Brien, John Malkovich, Kate Hudson, Gina Rodriguez, and a few more actors along the way. So the movie tells the story of the BP oil spill that happened back in 2010, the tragic disaster, one of the worst oil spill in U.S. history happening, and it kind of tells it and dramatizes it, and you get an inside look at what happened, how they could have prevented it, what the people did to save as many lives as they could, and just the whole story of it. So the movie premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival a few weeks back, and there was some good buzz coming out of it. Heard it was pretty good. I thoroughly enjoyed Peter Berg's latest film in Lone Survivor, so that got me more excited. I'm a huge fan of Mark Wahlberg. He's always pretty good in whatever he does, and I was just intrigued with the story. It seemed like one of those pulse-pounding movies that's going to be on the edge of the seat, even though, you know, the true story, and that is definitely what I got. Let's start with the performances. Mark Wahlberg was great in the film. I don't know if it's like Oscar-worthy performance, but he was fantastic in it. He brings a lot of emotion and calmness when the event is actually happening that you get to see, and you get to see the both sides of Mark Wahlberg throughout it, as well as just everyone else in the cast. Gina Rodriguez. I have not seen Jane the Virgin. I've seen like interviews with her, and she seems like a really fun person to be around. But she was great in this. I know she's always rumored for roles, whether it be the new Star Wars film. She's like, oh, she's in the top 3. She's not quite getting it though. She was fantastic. Kurt Russell is amazing in it. Love seeing him in the movie. John Malkovich is just you want to hate him. He plays one of the BP oil higher ups. And you just hate this guy. From the moment you first meet him, you're like, I don't know about this guy. And just as the movie progresses, you're like, I don't like you at all. Dylan O'Brien's great in it. He has this little small role. He's good in that. And Kate Hudson does a great job as the wife. You don't get to see her too much. You get to see more of her at the beginning of the film. And speaking of the beginning of the film, I really enjoyed the beginning of it before even any of the disaster happened. Just the whole interactions and the dialogue felt very real. You get to know a lot of these characters before tragedy strikes, and especially the interactions between Mark Wahlberg and his daughter in particular is really good, and it pays off later down the film, because when there's heartfelt moments, you feel them because of all this development that happens in the beginning of the film. And like I said, with the realistic dialogue, there's like parts where Gina Rodriguez and Mark Wahlberg are having conversations about her car, and just stuff that you would talk about with your coworkers, and it just added to the realism of the film. And although we know the outcome of the story and what happened, the movie does, like, it paints such a brutal picture of actually what happened. And sure, you see things on the news, you hear, oh, some people died in this thing, and how big of a disaster it was, but there's a lot of heroism that also occurs throughout the film. And it's one of the, when you go out of the film, you're like, man, that was a tragic story. It was really like dark and grim, but at the same time, you got to think back, like, no, but it also was very heroic because of all the people who did come to the aid, and all the people who did help and maybe lost their lives helping others. It does such a great job of portraying that. Like I said, it was a thrilling ride, especially like as soon as this spill or starts to happen, you're on the edge of your seat and you're locked in. And I was locked in from the beginning just because of all the dialogue and everything, but like as soon as that moment happened, it's nonstop till the end of the film, and I could not recommend this movie more. So for all those reasons, I give Deepwater Horizon a movie rating of a 9.5 out of 10. There's nothing really that I could say that's bad about the film. Maybe I don't even know. I was gonna say maybe it's cliche, but it's a true story. You're not really clicheing anything or any particular beats. Maybe you could have seen a little bit more of the interaction as people were trying to escape and stuff like that, instead of just explosions here and there. But like, it didn't bug me at all. I was thoroughly invested from start to finish. And as for my enjoyment rating, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 because I love this film. I don't know where it ranks in my top movies of the year yet. It might be number 1. I got to wait. I got to sit on it. Got to give it a week or so, see where it sticks around and fits into my top 5, that's for sure, of the year so far. I love this movie. Go check it out, especially if you're into these disaster thriller type things. And if you like Lone Survivor, Peter Berg's last film, I think you will enjoy this one. Don't worry, it's nothing like Battleship. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos each and every week. We got Vancouver International Film Festival coming up for me this coming weekend, actually. So I'll be getting reviews for some of the movies I'm seeing, starting that off with The Birth of a Nation on Saturday. So again, be on the lookout for that. That's it, and I'll talk to y'all later.